T minus 3, 2, 1, ignition.
What you know about this life? Just relax, baby, get high. Yeah, you're on your way to the best night ever. No top, no top, no top.
Come in. Hey Nick, how's it going?
Good. Is it okay if I have a beer?
Yeah, whatever makes you most comfortable. Oh, good to see you. How's it going?
I'm in therapy, so obviously fucking great.
How's your love life?
Well, good, not great. I did get a Brazzers Premium subscription, 15% off on an early Black Friday discount, so yeah, not bad.
Okay, well, just so you know, because we're in therapy, everything we say is confidential, including login, passwords, credit card information. So, tell me about your emotions this week.
I have some mixed emotions, I would say. I won my fantasy football match this week, but I'm still feeling these feelings of like anger and confused and just overall sad, I guess.
Why are you feeling sad?
Well, I lost last year, if you didn't know, in my fantasy league. There was a lot of humiliation for that, a lot of anger built up over the years. I felt like I did a pretty fucking good job on my draft too, and it seems like every fucking week everybody goes off against me. It's like, I've seen people with barely scoring 100 and they fucking win, but every time I ever have even just kind of iffy week, the person goes off, you know what I'm saying?
So it sounds like your fantasy football league is on the top of your mind. Would you like to talk about that?
Fuck it, yeah. This is like the only thing on my goddamn mind right now.
How do you feel about your team?
Team Taco, we always go through these periods of like doing well. We fucking go through confusion. We do shitty, but one thing I've always been top of my father. Finley's our survivors. Like a cockroach, is what he told me. So, I think I'm gonna survive, if I'm being real with you.
What's your record?
What does that have to do with anything?
I'm sorry, did Jake come to Finley to therapy? No, Finley came to Jake to therapy.
Alright, good point. Alright, I won this week, so 4 and 5.
4 and 5, really? Does that make you feel less of a man?
I'm in a fucking yellow suit.
Moving on. Let's see. Are you happy?
No.
Are you eating?
No.
Are you spending time with loved ones?
No.
Did you cry?
No.
Did you want to cry?
No.
Did you have the highest points against your league? That's a trick question. You do. Now, I'm going to do a little exercise with you. I'm going to show you some images. Let me change that. I'm going to show you some images, and you just tell me the first thing that comes to mind when you see them. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, sounds good. You just doing some light reading before?
Just
Doctor stuff, yeah.
doctor stuff. It's for a patient. It's for a patient, actually.
Good.
Okay, so first one. Yeah. Okay.
Fuck yeah, Taysom Hill. Suck it, Michael.
Okay, next one.
Honestly, franchise quarterback right there. A plus for him, honestly, with you.
Okay. Okay.
That cheetah. Up your offers, boys.
Interesting.
Well, tell you what, sir. I got a trade offer for that guy today. 6th-round pick for him. Funny thing about it was he was my 1st-round pick, so that math just doesn't add up to me. I know, you're a doctor.
Oh, I'm not a doctor.
Oh. What's your hourly rate? Anyway.
Oh, you'll see in the mail.
Gibbs. Alright, so now the Lions finally realize what he's capable of. Now, with all due respect, I just need Monty to break his leg.
Interesting.
You ever seen a goat in real life?
Yeah, I've been to a petting zoo, yeah.
Goat! Enough said.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh. Eunuch.
All right. Well. Okay. Well, that was very productive, I think. Let's dive into the weekly matchups. What all happened? Why don't you walk me through that?
Yeah, sure, why not?
How did your matchup go against Jacob?
Pretty good, actually. Overall, pretty good week. I mean, you know, I put a lot of thought into it, a lot of strategy, paid a couple of experts to get some consensus on a few of the players, and overall, my Jacob had a few people on buys. So, you know, bye-bye to that win, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, he couldn't start a running back. I mean, I was very clever in picking up Taysom Hill, despite the controversy that came about that when I put him in my starting lineup. But you know what? Overall, Goddard got injured, and I can now use him next week. Overall, I think that was a pretty smart move on my part. But yeah, overall, felt pretty confident this week, despite, you know, Jacob didn't even score 100 points, but, you know, that's math. My team, you know, we performed, as tacos do, like as cockroaches do, as my father would have said.
Do you want to talk about your father? About?
Nah, not really.
Okay. The incident? No? Okay. All right. How about Michael and Bobby?
Well, let's see there. Bobby took first place overall. You know, might be a repeat championship from him. I would say Michael should have probably picked up Taysom Hill as one of his QBs. I mean, he almost outscored all of his QBs. But, you know, I wasn't really involved in that matchup, so I didn't want to watch. You know, I had a Pepsi.
Didn't give a shit. Could care less. Couldn't care less. Sorry.
I would just put I didn't watch. You know,
I'm gonna use my words. And Andrew against Connor.
yeah, it's kind of an exciting matchup actually. So that one came down to Monday night. Andrew only had like Eckler left, and he ended up just barely scoring enough to beat Connor, which was kind of crazy. Pretty sad overall, I would say, because Andrew, I think, had less than 3 points or maybe 2.58 points combined QB together, something around there. So that's pretty sad, honestly, because I vividly remember Bobby telling me in one of his recaps. Was it Bobby? Yeah, I think it was Bobby. If you have the 2 best QBs, you will win. But that was not the case for this situation here. But also, I think a bigger factor was Connor started the Giants' defense, which between you and I, a bunch of giant pussies.
Oh, yeah, we'll keep that between us. Finally, what about Thomas and Cam?
That's a pretty interesting situation. Thomas had the 3rd highest scoring points this week, so typical fucking fantasy football right there, where like you think you have a good shot and you don't, especially if you start CJ Stroud. What are you gonna do there? But overall, be entertaining. I mean, CJ Stroud definitely looks like a franchise quarterback. And then yeah, T-Bay, I'm probably gonna see him in the playoffs. I hope his players continue to do bad.
As we like to say in the professional mental health community, fucking way she goes, man.
Cheers to that.
All right, we're gonna closing out the session. Seems like fantasy football doing good, doing okay. Did that rash ever go away?
No.
The ointment didn't work.
Nah, I even applied it just like you said, right on the hand, and it just didn't do anything. Felt kind of nice at first, but then during the shower, it's just fucking brutal, man. In fact, it's a point I need to bring up with you later.
You want to hang out?
I would, but my Brazzers premium account ends in 26 days, so, you know. We're both on the clock, sir. I got work to do.
All right. Well, you, but I, yeah.
Go.
Okay. You have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in a couple weeks.
I appreciate you. Thank you, doctor.
Yep.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm just gonna catch up on some notes really quick here.
Do your thing, doc.
Again, I am not a doctor. I'm legally required to tell you that.
What's up, Best Night Ever League? This is Team Taco here with the Week 9 recap. Hope everybody's having a good week. I know I am. Having that win definitely helped me, especially having 2 brutal losses the last couple of weeks. So it felt pretty good to actually get a win overall there. Yeah, so let's kind of dive into the weekly matchups for Week 9. So again, I played Jacob this week. I think this one was kind of a given that I was going to win simply because Jacob was not able to have a full starting lineup. So, I mean, there was some risk of me really shitting the bed on this one, but luckily my team held out for me. But yeah, he wasn't able to start a running back position, which he just got really screwed over with buys this week. But kind of makes sense since Jacob's kind of going to be locked in for playoffs. Doesn't really make sense to drop some of your good guys. One, because you're not going to have to worry about buys during playoffs. Plus, why would you want to drop those good guys? So overall, I think it was not a bad move for him. And honestly, as you can see, the matchup was still pretty close. The big wonder on my team was Taysom Hill. Despite some people saying that was a questionable pickup, it ended up paying out. He got 18.62 points, which outscored both of Jacob's QBs, and honestly quite a handful of those. He received 1 touchdown and threw a touchdown, so that's pretty damn cool. And just me kind of looking ahead, I knew that Goddard was going to be on a bye, so now I can start him for tight end for Week 10. So that worked out really well, especially now that Goddard got injured, going on to IR, which actually kind of saved me because I had all my guys going off of IR, so now I can put somebody in, not have to drop anybody, so it kind of worked out in my favor a little bit. Good to see that Jonathan Taylor's actually getting a lot more action. Definitely starting to take more touches from Zach Moss, so that's going to be really awesome. He ended up with 15.4. Definitely going to continue to start him now that he's kind of ramping up. Raheem Mostert has just still been awesome, always getting a touchdown. It'll be interesting to see what A-Kane does to him, but overall I think he's still going to have some good value there. Yeah, other than the Ravens going well, the rest of my team didn't do so hot. Goddard went out injured. Thielen had one of his weaker games. And overall, Jacob's team did not really have any big performances overall. Jacoby Myers has been kind of reliable, so that's been pretty awesome for him. And yeah, looks like for once I actually started pretty much the best lineup I could have, since my bench always goes off. It's been really depressing, so yeah, pretty stoked on that one. Mainly because most of my guys were on bye, but you know, that's besides the point. All right, cool. Now looking into Andrew and Connor's matchup, pretty close matchup. Came down to Monday night. Now they're going to be both tied at 5-4, so that'll be pretty interesting to see. Yeah, Andrew's quarterbacks combined got 3.58 points, so that's pretty rough. You know, it is what it is. Just sometimes they don't do so hot. Jalen always goes off, so pretty locked in for a guaranteed good QB for that week, no matter what. And yeah, kind of interesting to see that like Monday night came down to it. Eckler's definitely had a couple games where he's had less than 10 points, so there definitely was a good shot that Connor could have pulled off the win, but yeah, then Eckler just made it real quick and painless and just got it over with. Ended up having 20 points, so yeah, what can you do? Derrick Henry's going off, doing well as kind of expected. TJ Hawkinson as well. Damn, I didn't even realize Andrew had Njoku. That's pretty badass. Dude. His face was so fucked up. And Gus Edwards went off too, so it's pretty cool. Again, Andrew had like pretty much everyone on buys. Yeah, just like nobody. Yeah, at least you'll get your Dallas Cowboys in the next matchup, so that'll be pretty good. But yeah, overall, this was pretty close. Connor started the New York Giants, so that really didn't work out well with -2 points. They just kind of suck. Couldn't really see that one coming. But yeah. All right, then we had T-Bay versus Cam. Cam took home the win. Yeah, Will Levis, or Levi's, I don't know how you said it, but I thought he was going to do a lot better, no doubt. He just kind of had an off game, so that kind of sucks. Burrow and obviously CJ Stroud had an amazing game. He had 30 for 42 completions, 470 yards, 5 touchdowns, 10 yards, 1 2-point conversion, just absolutely destroyed. So definitely going to be a good keeper value for Cam, which is an awesome trade earlier. Nice work there. Amari Cooper absolutely went off, but for the most part, Rashad White did absolutely really well, but then the rest of T-Bay's running backs just really didn't do much, like DeAndre Swift and Breece Hall and Devontae Adams just didn't really come through for him. But yeah, Rashad White had 25.9 points. Cleveland Browns had 24 points. So like everything on the like bottom half of your team did really well, from like your receiver, tight end, flex down. Everybody went off. Everybody up top. Not the case, you know, but that happens. But yeah, overall, that was a pretty decently close matchup, honestly. T-Bay had the third highest scoring points, so that's frustrating. I know that always sucks when you have those points against. And then we had Michael versus Bobby. Bobby took home the win. Yeah, that was a pretty good game. Both of Bobby's QBs absolutely went off, including Dak. He had 31.36 points. Really good, solid week there. Michael's QBs, Tua did not really do as hot. I know the Dolphins kind of struggled in Germany, so that's what it is. But Deshaun Watson, he did pretty good, 18.96 points, so that's what you can do there. Josh Jacobs had a pretty good game. Stephon Diggs. A.J. Brown always has a good game, like always. I'd love to trade for him if you're ever interested. And yeah, overall, Joe Mixon did pretty good. Yeah. Looks like Baker Mayfield would have been the play this week. I would have thought that one. But yeah, overall, pretty good game there. Michael's team, just his running backs and receivers, other than Mixon, really didn't do a whole lot for him. But his kicker got 14 points, so that's pretty cool. But yeah. Then kind of looking at the standings now, Bobby takes first place, Jacob has second, Connor in third, Cam in fourth, Andrew in fifth, me in sixth, Michael in seventh with T-Bay in eighth. Yeah, it should be a pretty interesting
Week 10 matchups. Looking forward to it. Hopefully I can skate the win by Andrew, but we'll see. Fingers crossed on that one. Cool. Well, again, hope everybody's enjoying their week and looking forward to hearing all your reactions on our upcoming fantasy therapy session. All right, guys. Cheers.